Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today, my friend, or rather over the last week, Season 2 Reloaded came out for both Vanguard and Warzone. And I think we can safely say that Warzone won Season 2 Reloaded, with all the new features being added to Warzone, Rebirth Reinforced, the new additions to Warzone, the community challenges, things like that. Solar Resurgence is really fun. And then you have Vanguard Season 2 Reloaded, a new weapon.
Oh, wow.
And pausing.
You're joking.
Yeah, don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack. Pausing has been added to the game. In Vanguard Zombies. It's kind of interesting.
Okay.
And then the new 12v12 arms race mode, which I haven't been able to play yet. And then the other thing we're going to talk about today as well is the impending Zombies Chronicles 2, according to some in the community, that it's going to come very soon, but we'll see what happens. I don't know.
What game? Ooh.
Well, yeah, I wonder what game it's going to be on. But we're going to talk about the prospects of Zombies Chronicles 2 later on down the road. But first, I want to start with Season 2 Reloaded. Because this is never before in any Call of Duty game or any video game in history can you say that pausing the game has been an added feature.
Now, I want to show you something. Give me 2 seconds. Bear with me.
Okay.
I just want to show you something. 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. This isn't scripted at all, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I genuinely have no idea what he's about to show me. I genuinely have no idea what he's about to show me here. Is it zombies related? What's going on here? Oh,
I have a little something to show the class, right?
Okay.
So Vanguard's gotten pausing, right?
Yes.
And for my knowledge, it only lasts 2 hours.
Correct.
Right? I'm going to show you something that is going to absolutely blow your mind.
Okay.
This game here came out like 14 years ago.
Yes.
13 years ago. And fun fact, you can pause on the very first map.
Whoa.
A pretty crazy concept.
I didn't know that.
Pretty crazy, but it is absolutely mental. Honestly, if you guys are looking for a game where you can pause, I recommend you pick up this one. I heard it's pretty popular, so it does pause though. It does pause.
Dude.
Not for 2 hours. Does it for as long as the game will last, pretty much.
See, that's the thing that's the funniest part to me, where like you can only be paused for 2 hours. Like
only 2. Not 3, not 1, 2.
2 hours.
So does that mean like, is that 2 hours in a row, or is that like you have a 2 hour timer?
It's cumulative. So if you pause, let's say you pause for 15 minutes, right? You go to the bathroom, you get food or something. When you come back and you unpause, you now have an hour and 45 minutes left on your pausing. Like
I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. Like I understand like from the technical side for the most part. I'm not like a game developer or anything, but I understand from the technical side of it that they're on dedicated servers and they do that to kick people off to save server space and whatever. But it still begs the question that I think everybody was asking since the beginning of Vanguard Zombies: why even put dedicated servers for solo?
It's solo,
It's just random. I don't get it.
Co-op makes some sort of sense, even though it's still very laggy most of the time for some reason, right? Even though it's dedicated servers.
Yeah.
That's understandable. The main thing is, again, is solo. Why is it in solo? It just doesn't make any sense. Obviously, you can play offline, and then I'm pretty sure you have the feature where you can just pause.
Right. Yeah, you can pause infinitely on offline, but like, who wants to play offline? I want to play with my camos. I want to play with my my operators and level them up.
You want to progress as you're playing.
I want to play the game. Like,
you want to play the game. Never has there ever been so much effort in playing a zombies game, and I can completely understand like the argument that, well, I guess for something like Vanguard as well, where you're not, for most people who aren't hardcore players, they're not going to try and pause for more than 2 hours, right? I think there'll be the occasional pause or bathroom break and stuff. And again, that's great. That's great that the casual player can have their sort of like
I get what you're saying,
But at the same time, let's say you or I wanted to go for a super high round, right? After a certain point, let's say we're like on like round like a 200, right? And we have like 2 minutes of pausing left. We have to go. We have to go outside and do something. There's a fire or something. We have to go do something, right? That's just done. That's
Yeah,
us done
no,
playing the
I
game.
mean, that's what I
I'm
don't
curious.
understand.
What happens when the pause runs out? Is it just continue the game,
No, it
or does
just kicks you for an activity.
oh
So that's what happens when you pause for too long. Um, it's just really mind blowing to me. Like I know the community is trying to give the developers the benefit of the doubt when it comes to Vanguard. However, I think this is like the one thing that I think we all can agree on. That's like, okay, come on, like why is this like this? You know, like
yeah? Well, I mean, I said however long ago, like 2 months ago, that I thought this was going to be the of
right,
factions of like
right,
Vanguard, and in a
yeah.
way, it kind of is because they're giving us pausing, right? But it's not actual pause. Like obviously it pauses, but you have that limit
It's
where you can't
like
pause
pseudo
forever.
pause. It's
I mean,
frustrating.
the one thing that concerns me is future for zombies because Vanguard, as far as I'm aware, it's done, it's gone. There's no more with it. You know, it is what it is.
You,
It's sad. It's unfortunate because it could have been something really well, but I don't
uh-huh.
think it's going anywhere more from here, right?
Yeah,
And I
it
know we're going
probably
to talk about.
isn't.
I know we're going to talk about Zombies Chronicles later, and we're going to talk about what game is it going to be on. And I know everyone in the comments and watching this right now is praying to God that it is not on Vanguard because
It won't
please just
be. I
it won't
mean,
be obviously.
if there's
Everyone
ever a
knows that as
Zombies
well.
Chronicles 2, it'll never be on Vanguard, but you know,
Absolutely not. It has more chance of being on Black Ops 3, and that's really saying something. Or Black Ops 4, to be honest, I'd
that's
imagine.
fair.
But no, I don't. I don't really know. Again, with solos, why would they make it so it's like dedicated servers, like we've talked about before? That is the big question.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they could have made it longer, and if it was more like viable for them, they would have done it. We don't think the developers are doing this on purpose. Like you only get 2 hours,
Yeah.
2 hours, and that's it. Obviously, they're
Yeah,
not thinking
there's
like that.
absolutely there's some kind of
Yeah,
limitation, and that's the one thing where it's like, you know, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt because of that and because
yeah,
of the way Vanguard is and the way things are working, and they're working on a engine that they are not super familiar with, and it's hard for them to
yeah.
work on this, but like it's still frustrating. It's still really frustrating that this
Yeah, because
is where we are right now, and that we didn't. It took four-ish months to get a pause button that is barely even a pause button because you can't pause for more than 2 hours. It's just very frustrating. Um, kind of like just I don't know. It just Vanguard in itself is just kind of frustrating.
I mean,
Um,
again, here's the thing, right? We can understand from the devs' point of view all we
mhm,
want as well. Again, I completely understand that this probably isn't the game they wanted to make
for
because
sure. Oh, for sure.
there's no reason why a dev would want to make a bad game because then you just get like bad, like a bad taste in our mouths. It's
Right.
kind of like BO4 and Treyarch and their zombies. We all thought Cold War was at very high risk of not being that great, or
Hmm.
not being that great, but we were very like we with Black Ops 3 we weren't concerned.
Yeah,
Coming off of
I get
Black
what you're
Ops 3,
saying.
we were like, Treyarch are going to kill this. Black Ops 4 is going to be amazing. And obviously, a lot of people didn't really like the game. But Cold War, it gave us like, oh, they can actually still do some really good stuff with zombies. And then Vanguard's like, but then the team of people there
Right.
were guessing was like, what, like 3 or 4 people? Just trying to put together this game mode.
I mean,
Like,
I don't know, man. I don't even know how many people are on the Zombies team anymore. To be honest, I don't know who's where on the Call of
yeah.
Duty development teams because we have people still working on Vanguard. I don't even know if the entirety of Sledgehammer is still working on Vanguard. To be honest with you, because we have
Well, I
that
mean, Treyarch's
rumored
working on the,
free to
yeah.
play thing in 2023. Treyarch is working
Hopefully.
on their COD for 2024. You got Infinity Ward working on their game for this year.
I mean, Treyarch are working on competitive for Vanguard as well, aren't they? Aren't
Yeah,
they
they
doing league
are.
play
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah,
Treyarch is doing ranked play in Vanguard.
rank
So
play. Yeah.
like who's really working on Vanguard right now? I mean,
Where's Sledgehammer? Where's
well,
Sledgehammer and all this?
Sledgehammer, they're still trying to update the multiplayer, right? Like they're
Which is
still trying
understandable
to do
because
stuff.
the multiplayer can be saved. By the end of the life cycle, I think Vanguard multiplayer will be good, right? Just like World War II, just
Maybe.
like any other COD game, right? I think for the most part, COD games at the end of the life cycle, the multiplayer ends up being all right. And I
See,
think Vanguard
the
could do
main
that.
concern that I have though is with all the server issues, packet bursts,
Yeah.
latency, the spawns are completely broken. I mean, Sledgehammer, and this is and this honestly fuels the fire even more to the people out there saying, we're in an alpha. This game is an alpha. This game is a beta, right? We shouldn't even be playing this game. It's not finished, right? This fuels that fire even more for what they did over the last week. They put in quite literally an experimental playlist that is, so we're doing these spawn adjustments and trying to fix things on the map, and we want your feedback on it. It's like, we're in March. The game's already a few months in the life cycle, and you guys are still trying to figure out spawns. Like, it's very concerning. It's very, very concerning. But I understand listening to community feedback is a good thing, 100%.
Yeah.
And the spawns do need to be fixed. But it's very, very concerning that when I went and played on the experimental playlist, and I felt no difference. I'm not joking. I felt no difference.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm pretty sure Sledgehammer have been known for bad spawns as well. I remember in Advanced Warfare that they weren't that great either, but obviously the team's changed so much over time that I don't think that's like a 1 week spot for them. I don't know. You wouldn't think it'd be so hard to make like spawns okay, because you test around with them, play around with them, and they had how many years to make? Oh, I guess the thing of Vanguard as well is I would say, they had 3 years to make this game, and they couldn't even do it right.
Honestly,
no, they didn't
who
really.
knows?
How long did they have,
Who knows? It really, like, who honestly knows how long this game has been in development? I mean, everything, honestly, man, at this point at where we are, Vanguard is just such a mystery. Like, it's just such a question mark. I think this is a landmark for the gaming industry to be like, okay, this is what you shouldn't want your game to be if you're making a first-person shooter.
Well,
this, like, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, right, as well, which I'm going to say. As bad as Vanguard is, at least it doesn't get the shit that Battlefield 2042 does.
That's fair.
I mean, Vanguard, again, is not a great game, right? In terms of overall quality. The multiplayer fault is at least, like, somewhat of a product. No, I won't say decent. It's somewhat of a product.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like
it's very broken. It's very broken. But when it works, it's actually not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. Realistically, it's just like Modern Warfare 2019, isn't it? It feels the exact same.
Yeah.
With its own twist, right? With its own like spices and flavors and that. But
the same campers and everything. But
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. pretty much the same game, right? But
shit.
I mean, as bad as it is, and I've seen this comparison brought up a lot. It's better than Battlefield 2042. What was that other game that came out that people hated? There's some other game. Oh, Cyberpunk. Yeah, but that was ages ago. I'm talking about this year. No, every other game that came out like last year, this year so far has been all right. Dying Light 2's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Halo's been decent, but it's supposed to be really underwhelming with content and stuff. I don't think they've done a lot, but like, I don't know. I think Vanguard, the one thing that's gotten right was the content at launch, and that's it. Like everything else is just broken, and it brings back that good argument: quality versus quantity.
Right.
Like it's like where's the line here? So
100%, man. I think where the launch content of Vanguard is concerned, I think the multiplayer was off to a great start with how many maps they had.
Absolutely.
Zombies, obviously.
Scratching zombies because
that's a different story.
I would look at Vanguard, the game, as like the campaign and multiplayer, and the zombies is like that. Remember Rainbow Six did that zombie mode for like a week. If you remember that.
I remember that.
No, so they did a zombies mode and it only lasted a week because it was kind of bad, right? And obviously they brought out that new game where it's about aliens and that Extraction, which is kind of similar to what that game mode was. But it was like an add-on. It was an add-on pretty much to Rainbow Six for a certain amount of time, right? When you wouldn't even like connect to the game. I think it's better if everyone just pretends that Vanguard Zombies isn't even a part of Vanguard. Just take it. Honestly, just take it out. Like it.
I mean,
maybe not take it out, but like.
Here's the thing. I have to applaud them for trying. I think we've said this before. I have to applaud them for trying because with Season 2 Reloaded, they did add 2 new covenants to the game. They added Explosives Expert, I think it's called, which basically it's PhD, okay? However, it doesn't affect the ray gun. So you still take ray gun splash damage, which I don't understand why the fuck that's a thing. And then the other one is critical something. But basically, remember the Gobblegum head drama in Black Ops 3. If you shoot him in
Yeah.
the body, it goes to the head.
Yeah.
Well, basically, it's that, but a Covenant. And instead of every single time, it's like, oh, there's a chance that when you shoot him in the body, it counts as a headshot. So I mean, those Covenants aren't too bad. They're actually kind of fun.
But
And
it's
like
more,
I said, like the Covenant system is cool, but it's in Vanguard, and it makes me sad that it's in Vanguard because I like it for the most part. For the most part, I know for the most part, people kind of go with their set Covenants, and that's it. And you know, they want people to replay with more replayability with the Covenants, and ooh, look at all the different ones to mix and match. Like I get that. But I don't know, just the way Vanguard is, it just people kind of go with the same ones, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
I think
I wish the Covenant system was in a different game, to be honest. 'Cause if anything from Vanguard Zombies, that's like one of the actual interesting changes that they made.
yeah. I don't know. I just think with it, it's like it's a cool system, but again, it's on Vanguard, and Vanguard's just cursed. Like nothing brings it back. By the end of the life cycle, again, um, you know, it might be decent. It might be all right. Like it might not be like the worst thing in the world. Like there's
Who
been
knows?
worse stuff before, right? But at the same time, I don't know. I mean,
Who knows, man?
I don't know. I think again, and I know I hate ranting about Vanguard, but at the same time I don't because it's just
Right,
such a
yeah.
failure, right?
Dude,
It's
I
like
understand you completely.
every game that came out before it has done zombies miles better. Even again, going back to World at War, Nactor and Toten,
Mm-hmm.
I think at the end of the day it's a better product. Nactor and Toten.
Well,
I
no,
know
of course, it's a
like-
better product. When you compare Nocturne
Yeah.
and Toten and Duron Fong at launch, Nocturne and Toten has more content.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like it has a working mystery box, wonder weapon. Sure, there wasn't perks in that, but they weren't even a thing back then, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's just a shame. It's just a shame. I think they can go like the objective based route with zombies.
Mhm.
But maybe they have to do something more like Outbreak. And again, I'm not the biggest
Right.
fan of Outbreak, so I'm not like an out. I didn't hate Outbreak when it came out, and I'm like now
Mhm.
Outbreak was so good because I always thought it was kind of like all right. But
I didn't find anything wrong with Outbreak. They should
I
have
know
just
there's nothing wrong with it.
continued. They should have just continued Outbreak in Vanguard if they
Yeah.
wanted to have an objective based thing. You know, make it more stylized to what the World War II setting, and you know all the demons and the entities and Von List and whatever, right? Make it all stylized to that. But like, just if you were to copy and paste Outbreak into Vanguard, that would even be better than what we have right now. Because at least Outbreak has a lot more freaking content. There's side quests, there's secrets, there's intel to collect, there's
Yeah.
interesting objectives, there's interesting areas to explore. Like Duron Fong and Terra Maledicta, like I do think Terra Maledicta is a step up from Duron Fong because there's actually side Easter eggs, but at the same time, it's just
I'll tell you something, right?
It's hard to
If
replay.
Yeah. If you don't like Vanguard Zombies, but you want something very similar to Vanguard Zombies, it's actually a finished product. This game right here, right? Campaign's meh. Multiplayer is really good because it's done and finished, and it has so much content in it. It's absolutely great. And Zombies, honestly, despite it being kind of boring sometimes, infinitely better than Vanguard Zombies. You have 2 maps at launch. You have the Final Reich and Grossen House. Final Reich's a good map. Grossen House is a small survival map.
Yeah, that one's
You have
all right. Yeah.
you have buildable wonder weapons, elemental wonder weapons, where you can have 4 for each player. A main boss zombie that's pretty cool. An Easter egg, a boss fight. The Covenant system you kind of have in this game as well as like an out of game selection where you can put on things like mule kick.
You know what? I remember
explosive
that
damage.
actually.
Yeah, so you kind of have that in that game anyway, but it's done a little bit better because you can
Forgot
choose what you
about
want
that. It's
as
been
to
a
the-
while since I played World War
as to
II.
the game. You got a specialist system in the game as well, just kind of like Vanguard Zombies, but it's more like infinite fire. It's more to do with your weapons and stuff, or like you can go heal at mate or something and all that. So this game, honestly, I think if Vanguard was this, it'd actually be pretty decent. Again, this isn't me going back to the older game and praising it because of nostalgia and that. I'm just looking at it from like this game had 2 maps at launch that were both round based. There wasn't any issues with pausing, or maybe actually there might have been with World War II. It took like a minute or 2 for them to actually fix it. If I actually remember back now, but I don't know. I just think it's a shame that I don't know. I thought Vanguard Zombie wasn't going to be great, but I thought it was going to be better than this. So That is why
it's just an unfortunate circumstance in the Call of Duty world, and hopefully the developers can pull themselves up by the bootstraps and get to work on a better product for later on in the future. And we're rooting for you to make better things. We're rooting for you to make better things to revive this community. Yes,
I think kind of finishing off on this note, Adam, we can talk about Zombies Chronicles and that is. I like new things, right? Again, Vanguard was a new thing that just wasn't that good, you know? There has been plenty of things in COD which have been incredible in the past, which are new ideas. Extinction from Ghost, for example, right? I know Ghost gets a lot of hate and Extinction isn't the most fan favorite mode, but they tried something new. It was completely different. And honestly, it was really fun. Going back to it and playing it again, it's a really fun game mode. And I don't know if there's no passion for zombies in development teams. Obviously, I can see Activision being like, no, make zombies. They like zombies. You need to make a zombies game mode and all that, right? But try something different if you can. Anything else? Again, aliens. I don't know. A scary mode.
I get what you're saying. I mean,
something different. If zombies, if the dev team isn't passionate about making zombie stuff, and I know Tracker is passionate, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, to be honest. If you don't care about zombies, make something new. Try something new because, you won't know unless you try, I guess.
And that's the thing. What is there really to say anymore? Like, everything is just, I don't know. To me, recently, with Vanguard and just the state of how Call of Duty has been, it's like, what do you say? What do you say other than just, like, why? Right?
Has Snoop Dogg come to the game yet?
Not yet. That's in about a month.
Very good.
But man, it's just very confusing. I feel like everything's been said already about the game, and we can only hope and cross our fingers that things get better. But speaking of things getting better, before we jump into Zombies Chronicles, the other half of Season 2 Reloaded, getting off of Vanguard finally, is Warzone and Rebirth Island. The winners of Season 2 Reloaded, I think, which is it's kind of ironic because, Season 2 Reloaded is supposed to be like, oh, Vanguard, and this is Vanguard's thing, but then everything carrying over from Treyarch's previous story with Perseus and all of that, it coming back, and there's more implications about Nova 6 and Perseus, and the Cold War storyline is like taking over the Vanguard story right now. So it's just to me kind of like, oh shit, okay, Treyarch is gonna come up and finish off the story is what it looks like to me. But anyways, Rebirth Island, Rebirth Reinforced, new areas, got some new boats, got some revamped areas, got some bunkers that are going to be opened pretty soon. And probably one of the cooler things that I think was added to Warzone are community challenges that when you complete certain things, it adds certain things to the game. Like, for example, 20 billion kills. If the entire Warzone community and Warzone players band together and get 20 billion kills, then it unlocks the weapon buy station, which I believe at the time we're recording this, the community did end up doing that. And we have the weapon buy station, or weapon trade station rather, where you take whatever weapon you have in your hand, you forfeit it into the machine, it gives you something random, and it gives you like an armor satchel on top of that or something.
And that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I really like that idea. And the fact that the community had to unlock it and like play the game to get there, like, that's cool. So now the community challenge right now is the community has to trade in 190 million weapons to unlock a new game mode for Rebirth. It's Rebirth specific Payload. If you guys remember Payload, when that was added to Warzone, I think Season 4 of Cold War, where you were escorting the cargo trucks through Verdansk from point A to point B. So they're going to add that to Rebirth if we complete this challenge. And then so on and so forth. We do a payload challenge because that's the new thing added. Then they add plunder to Rebirth, which I think plunder on Rebirth is way overdue. I like plunder, and I think Rebirth would be a great map to play it on. And then the ultimate thing, if the community gets $40 trillion collectively in plunder on Rebirth Island, it unlocks a new Easter egg for Rebirth, and it unlocks the golden bunkers to unlock more story for what's going on Rebirth, and I think that's fucking cool.
That is like, it involves the community and the game kind of progressing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fact that there's an Easter egg hidden behind like the community and how much they play the game,
Mm-hmm.
that just gets everyone excited. It brings me back to the days of Black Ops 3 where they had their zombie challenges
I
or
was
their
thinking the
multiplayer
same
challenges.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing exactly. It's a nice community thing where we can all come together and just try and actually do stuff. Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
trading a weapon, you're thinking, oh, actually that can maybe it's not much fight, trading more weapons than I normally would, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, that challenge will get unlocked a tiny bit faster. So I
Yeah,
do like that. I think that is a good way to go with Warzone, make it or Rebirth Island even make it a little bit more community focused, which
for
is
sure.
good. Yeah, exactly, because that's
Yeah.
what kind of Warzone is. It's just big community of people that really like, like obviously like Warzone, obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been having a shitload of fun on Warzone now. They also
Mm.
added Resurgence solos where, before, if you guys aren't familiar with Resurgence, then what the hell are you doing? Just kidding. I know some people don't play Warzone. But Resurgence was basically where it was you and your team, and if you died, your team has to stay alive for a certain amount of time to respawn you. Well, this
Yeah.
is solos Resurgence now. So when you spawn in, you basically at the beginning of the game you can respawn, but when you come
Mhm.
back to life, when you land, you personally have to survive your own timer, and if you don't survive your timer, then you're out. And then of course at the end of the game, Resurgence gets disabled, and then the game goes to the end and all that. But I think
Yeah.
solos Resurgence plays really, really well, and I'm gonna be honest, this might be a hot take for some people. That is battle royale. To me, that is what a battle royale should be. I think with the idea of coming back to life a few times, you have the opportunity to come back to life, but you also have to survive to make yourself come back to life. If you don't survive for long enough, then you don't come back to life.
Yeah.
And I think this is really, really interesting dynamic that should have been in the game much, much earlier, because I can't tell you how many times in just random solo Warzone, I spawn in, die immediately, lose the gulag. Okay, that game sucked. Restart.
Yeah.
And you're just going back at the beginning, doing the same shit over and over again. Call me a bad player. I don't really care. I just think that's just not fun. That's just not fun when you spawn in and die immediately. At least with Resurgence on solo, you spawn in, you have a chance to reclaim yourself. You have a chance to redeem yourself here. Now, I get it. That's what the gulag's for. I get it. But this gives it a little bit more tension because it relies more on what you do rather than, some random bozo in the gulag's going to be a camper in the corner and ruin your night, right? It's more reliant off of how you survive and your tactics and how you play the game when you come back to life and redeploy. So I think this was a very, very needed change to Warzone and to Rebirth, and I think it's a fun game mode, and solo battle royale has never felt better in my opinion, because Rebirth also in my opinion is better than both Caldera and Verdansk. So that's my take.
I mean, I think I can agree with that. I think it's a faster paced battle royale, and it kind of you have the experience of battle royale in a package that's more condensed. Like, don't get me wrong, there'll be people out there that love the idea of dropping in, being on the outside of the map, trying to avoid people, stay alive as long as possible. Then end of the game comes, they try and kill the last person, right? Fair enough. But I can completely get where it's like that faster paced, more. I don't know how you say competitive, but faster pace where there's a lot more going on, a lot quicker. If you get what I mean.
Oh,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Warzone, there's always something going on.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
weird. There's always something going on in Warzone, but at the same time, people love to camp.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have this weird dichotomy of fast pace, go, 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 everyone's shooting each other. Oh my god, it's all crazy. And then some rat in the corner over here is just
just waiting.
Yeah.
Just waiting. That's the one thing with Warzone. There's certainly a way to counter. Obviously, grenades in that are fun, throw a grenade and then they start moving. But
oh yeah.
I mean that's the biggest issue with Warzone, and in past games it's definitely been like that as well. I mean that's my biggest gripe with Ghosts multiplayer. I really like the multiplayer in that, but it's just so filled with campers, and they love to use this LMG with a silencer and a thermal scope.
Oh no.
It's the worst. It's honestly the worst. But enough about Ghosts.
Man, I mean, hey, the game's got that, I guess.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I think is really cool too that they added to Rebirth now, which again gives Warzone more replayability here, is hidden around the map. There are now blueprints that you can pick up from each of the key locations. So, like, for example, over at the living quarters, there's a special MP5 blueprint that you can pick up, and you can use that. It won't spawn in every game, but it gives you a reason to try to go to new areas now, where it's like, oh, I want to go to living quarters now because you have that special MP5 blueprint there. I want to see if it's there. Or like, for example, there's one at the control center, which is a Mac 10 blueprint from Cold War. I think it's called Cell Division or something like that. And, you know, the Mac 10, obviously a lot of people still use it, I think, from what I've seen. And people might want to use that blueprint, so they'll check that area to see if that special gun is there. And then, of course, I have to mention the Red Room Milano blueprint. Of course, the Milano from Cold War. The Red Room blueprint was actually the blueprint from the previous Rebirth event that we had, that you can go into a secret bunker and pick it up. And so for the people who didn't complete the event or didn't get the opportunity to earn that blueprint, you can go find this Milano blueprint in a secret bunker and unlock it for yourself. So again, it gives players more of a reason to go and play the game. It gives players more of a reason to, ooh, I wonder if this special weapon is here today. Ooh, I wonder if, you know, this will give me an edge today. I mean, I think Warzone right now needs to focus a lot more on Rebirth. I mean, and it just shows that when you update Rebirth and you put more things into Rebirth, people like it more, myself included.
Yeah, so. No, I mean, I agree. I think, I mean, with normal standard Warzone, hasn't it been a bit like people haven't been the biggest fans of it for a while?
Well, yeah, a lot of people aren't really liking Caldera from what I've seen. I mean, I don't know if you guys at home watching like Caldera. Let us know in the comments. I mean, Caldera's not bad.
I've heard it's not bad. The colors are a lot more there than Verdansk.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
But at the same time, was Verdansk better? Were people like, because Verdansk had a lot of buildings where you could just camp in it, and then you know, Final Circle was the building, and then you know you walk in and you get blown up, which is.
But I mean, you can still camp on Caldera. There, instead of buildings, it's cliffs and trees and random houses in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't know. To me, they're kind of on the same level into a certain way. Like, I think Caldera does some things better than Verdansk, and Verdansk does some things, or oh my God, can I words today? Verdansk does things better than Caldera, vice versa, you know. I mean, I don't know. Caldera's all right. It's all right. It's fun for what it's worth, I think I'll say. Some of the locations are fun. Like, I like the resort. I think that area is not too bad. The Capitol is always a crazy time. You always got to stay on your toes there at the Capitol, and it can be fun sometimes. But I mean, I don't know. Overall, just Rebirth is just the better map to me. Rebirth is not too big, not too small. You got that, you know, it's Alcatraz, it's Mob of the Dead, basically. It's a familiar thing for fans, and I don't know. It's just better.
There's a reason why it's been in multiple games.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a reason why that's been in obviously Warzone and Black Ops 4, and not Blackout coming back. Even though Blackout was good, you know, I think it was a good map. I hope they would one day maybe remaster the Blackout map and throw it into Warzone.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of interesting.
Just because like it had that open world feel, and obviously each area was kind of sectioned off, so you had like, you know, like firing range. One bit, you had Nuketown Island. You had a lot of good areas to have combat in. While Modern Warfare, or I mean, for Verdansk even, just felt like random buildings.
I can understand that.
Yeah, right.
I can understand where you're coming from there. I think the one thing Blackout did have over Warzone, though, I think, excuse me, is the zombies areas, because obviously, you know, we're biased for zombies, right? But I think if Caldera or even Rebirth, fuck it, who cares, were to implement some kind of zombies integration, I mean, I think that would just make Warzone infinitely better. However, I will say one thing though. Caldera does have a building that is the exact same layout as Nocturne and Toten.
Well, that's cool.
I don't remember where it
Surely.
is on the map, but I remember Greg FPS playing Warzone, and he was in that building, and I was like,
Yeah.
no fucking shit. Like, that's really cool.
Now it makes you think, like, oh, will you do a zombies event? I mean, if you do a zombies event in Warzone, I think the community would probably prefer that than your standard.
I mean, because they've done it before. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
They've done a zombies
They've done
event
it a few
before.
times, yeah.
Bring it back. I love the zombies event. That was
The Halloween
when was
one,
that? No, it wasn't the Halloween one. I'm thinking of the Oh yeah, it was before Verdansk 84, right? And it was you had the computer machines. Yeah. There were like the computers in the certain areas, and you had that ship that docked on Verdansk. And you enter the code or whatever, and zombies spawn in. You get a bunch of money and loot if you kill all the zombies. Like, that's cool. I really liked that. I think that should come back. But as far as events go right now, it looks like it's all going to be Perseus. It's all going to be Stitch. It's all going to be, something's building up. Something is building up here on Rebirth Island. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where the story goes from here with Perseus, because Cold War story is really fun. Really, really fun, really interesting storyline. Vanguard's post-campaign, or not post-campaign, I guess pre-campaign story, because it seems like this was set before that. But anyways, like the seasonal cutscenes and stuff with Task Force Yeti and the other task force from Caldera, whatever. Like the story's, it's okay. It's an okay story.
Be honest, it's not dragging you in as much as Cold War story.
Oh no, it's not. No, absolutely not.
100%, yeah.
It's just okay to me. Like, I don't mind that these characters are doing things for a certain reason, but it just seems like each season right now is kind of its own one-off thing instead of a overarching story where, as opposed to Cold War, oh my gosh, Stitch is challenging Adler, and then Adler goes and confronts him, and then the next season Adler's captured, and then we got to get Adler, and then the operators on Stitch's side are trying to prevent you from doing that. And it's like this overarching story between all the seasons that's really fucking cool. This, in Vanguard, we go from, or Vanguard and Warzone Pacific, rather, I should say right now, too. We go from, oh my god, the plane crash landed on Caldera. What are we going to do? Okay, now we're in the Alps, and now we're going to go sabotage Nebula 5. Wait, what? How do we get here?
It's almost like a Star Wars movie where, like the later ones, where they just go from one bit to the other.
Yeah, right.
No explanation. Yeah. No, we're here now. We took a boat or something. Oh god.
So like, I don't know. To me, it's just very jumpy. It's all over the place. There's not a lot of things making me go, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Like, of course, I'm interested to see what happens next because I'm a Call of Duty fan, but I'm not like. Yeah. I'm not chomping at the bit for it like I was with Cold War, where Cold War is like, ooh, we got secret Cold War conspiracies and secret Cold War shadiness going on here, and the numbers and MK Ultra and like all this shady stuff that have these really heavy and dark implications and overarching tones. Like, that's cool to me. But with Vanguard right now, it's like, oh yeah, we gotta hunt down the Nazis, and then we gotta sabotage Nebula 5 for some reason. Like, what's Nebula 5? Like, what actually is it? Like, to me, it sounds like, is it Nova 6? Is it the Warzone gas? Like, what's happening here?
What is going on? I want to know the story that's going on. I don't know.
That's why I'm really hoping the season 2 outro cinematic actually gives us some answers, and like the season 3 intro cinematic has something more to do with Rebirth and has something more to do with that instead of like, whatever the fuck's happening with Task Force Yeti right now, because like, I don't know, man. It's just like what's going on?
It's not dragging you in.
It really isn't as much. Because it's confusing. It's fucking confusing. Because on Rebirth Island, you have, Stitch and Perseus. They're manufacturing Nova 6, and we know Nova 6. Like, that's a deadly thing. But then you have Nebula 5, which is like this other random gas that, like, is it supposed to be Nova 6, but like better? Or is this supposed to be Nova 6, but like different?
What is this?
Like, what's happening? Like, couldn't we have just said the Nazis are manufacturing Nova 6 and have the same thing? I don't know. Maybe my questions will be answered. Maybe not. but
Probably not.
I'm going to ask these questions because I'm a fan and I want to see what the fuck happens and I want to see things make sense. So I don't know, man.
It's a weird time. At least we have the excitement of a potential Zombies Chronicles 2.
Very true. We got to talk about that.
We absolutely do. So, I mean, I guess I'll just go for it.
Go for
There's
it.
been kind of word around community. Again, nothing's official. Everything's leaked. Take a massive grain of salt. Take a whole bag of salt if you want.
True.
That Zombies Chronicles stuff seems to be a lot more apparent. There's a lot of different information coming in. Some saying, oh, they're going to remaster an older game for maybe 2023, which might be Black Ops 2.
Right, I remember seeing that report.
I've heard that as well, and people are correlating, oh, maybe it'll be a whole game remastered, and we'll get kind of like a Zombies Chronicles 2 in that. Vice versa, we're hearing info that we'll get a Zombies Chronicles 2 for perhaps Cold War zombies, and honestly, it'd make kind of a bit of sense since we're not getting zombies for a fair bit anyway. Next year, I would expect something for zombies, and I mean, I don't class Vanguard zombies as zombies, so we can just ignore that. That's not zombies, and I think we can all agree on that. That in terms of actual zombies content, I'm sure we'll get something before the next main Treyarch game. Whether that's in some sort of remaster or Zombies Chronicles 2, I don't know. What would you prefer, Jason? Would you want Zombies Chronicles 2 coming to Cold War, or would you want a full-fledged Black Ops 2 remaster?
Oh, man. That's a tough question because...
And to make it easier, what we'll do is all the maps in Black Ops 2 will be ported over to Cold War. This version of Zombie Chronicles. This version, because if they're going to remaster Black Ops 2...
So essentially what you're asking me is, just Zombies Chronicles 2 or just Black Ops 3 remastered.
Yeah.
Shoot. Honestly, man, it's a tough one.
Because I think the excitement of a new, like a remastered zombie game, maybe with a better leveling system and some sort of system would be good, right?
That's what I was thinking too. I think
we know Cold War is good. We know Cold War is good.
As much as I like Cold War, and I love Cold War, I think if the rumors are true that Activision is considering remastering all of these older Call of Duty games and Black Ops 2 is in the mix and Black Ops 2 is the one to be remastered, then yeah, absolutely. Give me a Black Ops 2 remastered. Give me Buried. Give me Mob of the Dead. Give me Die Rise remastered. Even give me Transit remastered. I want to see what you can do with it. I want to see how you improve. So definitely give me that. But if the game isn't going to be Black Ops 2 and let's say they remaster I don't know, Call of Duty 1, like the first ever Call of Duty game remastered in HD, right? Then yeah, give it to me on Cold War. I think there's a lot of situations here. There's a lot of different branching paths that can go with this. So I think it all depends on what Activision does will depend on my answer. But I think Zombies Chronicles 2 would be great in Cold War, obviously. I know I've said before that I think that ship has sailed when it comes to Zombies Chronicles because it's been so long since any of that has been really developed. But the fact of the matter that things are coming out about it now and there's more rumors and there's more reports on it, more people are talking about it. I mean, it definitely gives people a little bit of hope. It gives me a little bit of hope that as something will happen more for zombies anyways, or maybe this is part of the free-to-play mode that's supposed to be a thing in 2023. Maybe that'll be free-to-play zombies, and maybe that game is called Zombies Chronicles or Zombies Chronicles 2, right? So
or some sort of
there's so many things that could happen. So many things that could happen here. But I think either way they decide to do it, if Zombies Chronicles were to be a thing, just assuming that it's real, even though we don't know if it is or not yet, any of those options would be fine with me.
You'd be quite happy with either or.
I would be happy with either or, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Ops 2 remastered, I think that would probably be the best option because Black Ops 2 is one of the best video games ever, in my opinion. Like top 3, top 5 video games
absolutely.
of all time. But yeah, it's just either way is good. But dude, a Black Ops 2 remastered would be fucking sick. Like redoing the Black Ops 2 campaign on like a updated graphics, updated engine, that'd be so cool. Seeing Menendez and all those characters back. Ooh, that'd be so cool.
Next question. Okay. What engine The nice, crisp Modern Warfare 2019 engine, or the nice, safe, maybe perhaps a little bit more updated Cold War engine? Which one would you prefer?
Cold War.
Keeping in mind, Cold War.
100% Cold War. Because
100.
I just like Cold War his play style better. I just like how it feels a little bit better. Like I don't know, just there's just something so smooth to me about the way Cold War plays that like when I play Modern Warfare or I play Vanguard, it's like every time I tactical sprint everywhere, I feel clunky. Like
Yeah.
I'm moving slow, so I have to tactical sprint. So like I just weird to me. Not weird, but like not as favorable.
I think Cold War multiplayer to you feels how Black Ops 4 multiplayer feels to me. I think Black Ops 4 MP is so like just smooth as butter. Like it's a solid smooth experience. There's no like I like Modern Warfare and Vanguard in terms of engine they have going on. I think it's it's all right. It's not bad. I think.
Oh yeah, no.
I think the game might even be a little bit more exciting than games like Cold War. It can be a little bit more like when you're doing gunfights and that, there's a lot more variables perhaps to it. But I like the way Black Ops 4 feels, and I know that's very similar to the way Black Ops Cold War feels. I mean, my main concern would be zombies. I don't think having like the whole mechanics like Modern Warfare and Black Ops 4 MP, as long as it's not tactical sprint. If the game felt completely the same other than that, because you add tactical sprint in, and that's just like something the game didn't have in mind when being designed.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Like tactical sprinting in zombies is a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's whatever. Like I could definitely live without it.
Yeah.
But it just to me, Cold War just feels better, and like the gunplay in Cold War to me is a little bit better than Vanguard. Because I mean, to me, the way I see it is we've tried zombies already on this engine. Treyarch has already admitted that what they're working on is difficult for them to work on. So let's go back to something they're actually familiar with them working on. So put Black Ops 2 Remastered on whatever you guys built Cold War on. You know, I mean, I think obviously that just makes the most sense to me.
They can update it. I think it'll be the case like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, where the campaign was on the same engine as Modern Warfare 1 Remastered.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure that's coming off that engine itself came off of a something for Advanced Warfare, I'm pretty sure. Like I didn't know that. It was a different version of the Advanced Warfare engine. Oh, wow. They built it from the ground up on, I think, or something. So
I didn't know that. Wow.
I mean, yeah, I get just make Cold War like I won't say Black Ops 4. I think Cold War is the best system overall in terms of like engine we've had.
I would think so. I would definitely think so. I just, like I said, feels smoother. It feels not as clunky to me. And yeah, I don't know. I just the way Zombies plays on the Cold War engine is very smooth.
Very smooth, and you like it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Zombies Chronicles. I mean, so does this mean, right? I mean, I think they would be dumb to not do this, right? Would this mean we get Victus operator packs, right? Do we get Stuhlinger and Misty and all those characters, or do we get Dempsey and Richtofen and all those as operators, right? Like I don't know, maybe Victus, right? But I don't know, that'd be kind of funny.
I think I mean that could be a whole like if they were to do a pack for Zombies Chronicles for Cold War. I think only right throw in some operator skins for the characters we're getting to play as in Zombies if they go that route.
For sure.
But I feel like they have to, because then it gets a bit confusing. I think it should give you the option of playing as them characters as operator skins, and they'll have the normal dialogue and all that. And then if not, what they can do is they can just put you as another skin, but technically you're just a character. So you'll still be Stuhlinger no matter what skin you have on. Like someone will be Stuhlinger, someone will be Russman. Like that's probably the easiest way to go around that issue, I would say. If you want to make the story stuff still make sense.
Well, here's the thing with the story stuff. I think with everybody, well, which one's better, operators or just character specific things, right? I think they both serve their own purpose, but I think the way to remedy this problem, and I don't know if Call of Duty will ever do this, is take a page out of the Lego games book, where the Lego games, you have story mode, right? You play as the characters that are supposed to be there in the story, like Lego Star Wars, for example, right? Like, oh, I'm playing as Anakin and I'm playing as Obi-Wan on this mission because that's what happened is in the movie and that's canon or whatever, right? So that you have story mode zombies where, okay, these are the characters that are supposed to be here at this point in time, and that's cool. But then you also have free play. And free play is whatever operator you want. And it doesn't matter. You can still do the Easter eggs. You can still do the missions. You can still do everything. You just won't get, like, the character-specific dialogue. Like, just have the option. Story mode or free play. Like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be a very simple way to solve this whole problem. That I just don't know if Call of Duty would ever go for it. I want them to, because it would stop this whole stupid debate, which I think doesn't even need to be a debate, because like I've said previously, both of the character specific and operator systems have their own purposes.
They serve purposes, yeah, exactly.
But I just think that'd be much better.
I think that's a good idea because it gives the player both options. Because I think it's pretty hard to make like games feel like Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2 when we don't have a set of characters dedicated to that map. I think it's quite hard to make the story feel alive, and Cold War did an okay job with it, obviously, with stuff going on the outside of the game, and you still felt like, you know, you were like one of the main characters, but not really at the same time, because you can be whatever operator. Well, again, like you said, Phil, story mode, and then just have a mode where you can be whoever you want.
Yeah, I think that's the simplest way to do it. That is the simplest way to do it to me. And hell, if you really want to copy the Lego games, do exactly what they do. You have to complete the story mode Easter egg in order for you to unlock free play. So you can play as whatever operator you want, right?
There you go. I mean, that makes sense. Do it that way. Simple. It's easy enough, it sounds. Like, I mean,
I don't see the problem. I just hope they do something like that. But man, Zombies Chronicles 2. What an interesting topic in the zombies community. It's been around for like what, 4 years now?
Ever since like probably like before Black Ops 4 that came out. Like, and the whole idea, will Zombies Chronicles come with that game? Will it be added onto that game? There's a year 2 of Black Ops 4. Will it be something that comes after? Obviously, because originally they're supposed to be year 2, but we don't talk about that anymore.
Never got that.
We won't talk about factions either.
The empty slot on the DLC. The empty slot will always haunt Black Ops 4 players.
God damn it! It's sad. Yep. It's the sad truth, unfortunately, that it's just not there. It's just not there. Oh.
Yeah, but man, we can only hope. We can only hope Zombies Chronicles 2 is a thing. I know this is all rumors from self-proclaimed leakers and data miners and people like that. So of course, like Cosmic said, take it with a bag of salt, because
a bag of salt.
We don't know if this is all true or not. We're just talking about it. And we're just talking about our ideas for Zombies Chronicles here, which, hey man, I'm down for Zombies Chronicles. I think it's something that definitely would reinvigorate the community. And again, I don't care if it's on Cold War. I don't care if it's on Black Ops 2 Remastered. I don't even care if it's on the new free-to-play 2023 title. If there's something Zombies Remastered, something Zombies related, that'd be great. However,
absolutely,
I know I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of poking fun at it. I can already tell people are going to say, well, this is just reused. Right? People, I hear it in my head right now. Oh my God.
This isn't new stuff.
This is all reused, and this is the same. Like, why are they doing this? This is nothing new. Like, I can already hear it, right? People complaining about something that people have been asking for 4 fucking years. I can already hear it. But you know what? We're not going to be negative. It's just a thought that popped into my head there. You know who you are out there. No shade, but you know who you are out there.
You know exactly who you are sitting in your house. God, in your house.
Man, I don't know. But hey, this was a fun episode of the podcast. We talked about a lot of interesting things today. We talked about Rebirth, Season 2 Reloaded. The story's a little bit confusing for Vanguard and Warzone right now. Zombies Chronicles 2. The pause feature. How could we forget about the pause feature?
Absolutely.
And Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think without further ado, I'm gonna go pause my game in Vanguard Zombies. But what what did you guys think about episode 83 of the Division Z podcast? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And Cosmic, you have anything else to add before we end it off?
I mean, at least we got a pause button. You know, they said they were going to do it for so long. I thought they wouldn't actually add one in. I stand corrected. They added a one, and too bad it's not a proper pause button.
There
Again, this game right here, it's like they're on the box, £5, probably like $4. You can get in most of your GameStops games, whatever gaming store you have. It's probably in there, and
Probably.
it comes at launch with a pause button. So that is all.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, if you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the Division Z channel so you see more of the podcast, and check out the links down below in the description so you stay up to date with everything that we do. And I guess just have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. It's been Jason and K Cosmic, pausing the game in Vanguard Zombies, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.